Help me reach 3,000 subscribers. Hit like and leave a comment. I really do read them all. I'm at the kitchen counter, staring into a chipped, world's okayest husband mug, the coffee bitter as my mood. It's 9:45 p.m., and the house is silent except for the faint hum of the fridge and Lauren's phone buzzing on the couch. She's sprawled out, legs draped over the armrest, texting, her face lit by the screen's cold glow. I glance over, her boss, Tom, again. Heart emojis flash before she tilts the phone away. My stomach twists like a wrench. For months, I've brushed off her late nights, telling myself it's her job, her climb up the corporate ladder. But those hearts? That's not work. That's a punch to my gut. I shift in my chair, the wood creaking under my weight. Long day at the office. She doesn't look up, fingers flying over the screen. Yeah, Tom's got us buried. Buried enough for hearts and winks at 10 at night. Her fingers freeze. She snaps her head up, eyes sharp as knives. What's that supposed to mean, Mike? I set my mug down, slow, deliberate, the ceramic clinking against the counter. Just wondering why my wife's texting her boss like he's her high school crush. She scoffs, tossing her phone onto the cushion with a thud. It's work, Mike. Don't make it something it's not. Something it's not? Like you acting like I'm the third wheel in my own marriage. She stands, crossing her arms, her bracelets jangling. You're paranoid. I'm going to bed. Her heels click on the hardwood as she storms out, leaving a faint scent of her floral perfume. I push my mug away, the ceramic scraping the counter. 12 years of marriage, and I'm still trying to hold it together. If I'd known how bad this would get, I'd have grabbed my keys and left that night. But I didn't. I thought I could fix us. Dumb move. Next morning, I'm up at 6 a.m., frying eggs in the kitchen. The sizzle pops against the quiet, grease spitting in the pan. Lauren's still upstairs, probably sleeping off her late-night chats. I'm not cooking for her anymore, haven't in weeks. These eggs are mine. I plate them, the yolk wobbling, and sit at the counter, checking my phone. Dave, my college buddy, texts about poker night at his place. I reply, I'm in. I need out of this house. Lauren comes down at 7:50, dressed for work. Crisp navy blazer, heels, hair in a tight bun that pulls at her temples. She grabs a protein bar from the pantry, wrapper crinkling, and heads for the door without a word. I'm done letting it slide. Morning, I say, scrolling through emails, the screen's glow reflecting off my coffee. She pauses, hand on the knob, her purse swinging slightly. I'm late, Mike. Late, but not too late to text Tom at midnight. Her shoulders stiffen. She turns, glaring, her earrings glinting under the kitchen light. You're obsessed. It's pathetic. I set my phone down, leaning back, the chair groaning. Pathetic's pretending your husband's a piece of furniture. She laughs, sharp and mean, like glass breaking. Maybe if you weren't so needy, I'd want to be here. I tilt my head, voice low. Needy's expecting my wife to remember she's married? Nice to know on the spare tire. You're blowing this out of proportion, she snaps, then slams the door. The frame rattles, a picture of us in happier times tilting on the wall. I finish my eggs, cold now, and make a call. No more waiting for her to care. I'm rewriting the rules. I dial my boss at the engineering firm and switch to remote work 3 days a week. No more racing home to an empty house for a conversation that never happens. I also shift my gym sessions to evenings, same time Lauren's stuck at work. Then I transfer half our savings to a new account, change the locks on my office, my space, my rules, and start logging her late nights and work calls past midnight. If she's living her own life, I'm not bankrolling it. I text Dave, confirming poker night, and pull up apartment listings on my laptop, the screen casting a blue glow across the counter. I'm not moving yet, but I'm ready. 3 months back, we're at a brewery, a rare night out. The place is packed, exposed brick walls, the clink of glasses, and the sharp tang of hops in the air. Hipsters in flannel crowd the bar, their laughter mixing with a lo-fi playlist humming through overhead speakers. I'm talking about a new bridge design at work, tight deadlines, the kind of thing Lauren and I used to geek out over in our grad school days. She's sipping a sour ale, its amber glow catching the light, scrolling her phone, nodding without listening. You ever put that thing down? I ask, tapping my pint glass, the condensation slick under my fingers. She glances up, annoyed, her earrings swaying. It's work, Mike. Not everything's about you. I raise an eyebrow, swirling my craft beer. Didn't say it was. Thought we were on a date. She sighs, loud, like I'm a chore, and sets her glass down with a clink. You're always on me about something. I flick the bottle cap across the table, watching it spin into a napkin. Just thought my wife might want to talk instead of texting her boss. She leans forward, eyes narrowing. Maybe I'd talk if you had something worth hearing. I lean back, smirking, though my chest tightens. Ouch. Guess I'll save my Pulitzer-worthy stories for someone who shows up. She rolls her eyes, grabbing her phone again. You're impossible. I stand, grabbing my jacket from the chair, the leather creaking. Nah, just tired of playing second fiddle to your phone. The bartender, a guy with a beard to his chest and a faded tattoo peeking from his sleeve, watches as I head to the bar. Rough night? He asks, sliding me a craft beer, the glass cold against my palm. I toss him a 10, the bill crinkling. Rough year. He nods, wiping the counter with a rag that smells faintly of bleach. Seen that look before. Wife. Yep. He leans on the bar, his voice low, gravelly. Mine used to do the same. Phone glued to her hand. Always work. Turned out work, had a sports car, and a beach house. You got a plan. I sip my beer, the bitterness sharp. Working on it. He chuckles, low, and slides a bowl of pretzels my way. Get out before it eats you alive, man. Trust me. I nod, glancing at Lauren in the bar mirror, smiling at her phone in a way she hasn't smiled at me in months. The bartender's words linger, heavy as the yeasty air. I don't ask who she's texting. I know. That night, I cancel our planned weekend trip to Chicago. No discussion, just a quick email to the hotel, the click of my laptop echoing in the quiet house. If she's not showing up for me, I'm not showing up for her plans. A month later, we're at a dinner party at our neighbors, the Wilsons. Their dining room glows with candles, the table draped in crisp linen, plates clinking as guests pass roasted vegetables and carved steak. Everyone's dressed like they're in a catalog: blazers, dresses, polished shoes. Lauren's in a black dress, hair loose, laughing too loud at something Tom says. He's here, her boss, all slick smiles and cologne that screams money, his watch glinting under the chandelier. I'm across the table, talking to Mark Wilson about the baseball team's latest choke, but I catch Lauren's hand on Tom's arm, lingering too long, her fingers brushing his sleeve. Mark notices, sips his wine, his brow furrowing. You guys good, Mike? I cut into my steak, medium rare, the knife scraping the plate. Never better. He leans closer, voice low, his flannel shirt rustling. Bull, you look like you're ready to bolt. Want to talk outside? I shake my head, forcing a grin. Just enjoying the show. Karen, Mark's wife, joins us, setting down a tray of cheesecake, the plates clattering softly. She's Lauren's friend, always quick to take her side, her earrings sparkling as she moves. Mike, you're quiet tonight. Trouble in paradise. I fork a piece of steak, chewing slowly. Paradise is Lauren's department, Karen. I'm just the groundskeeper. She laughs, sharp, mean, her wineglass tilting. Maybe if you spice things up, she wouldn't be so distracted. I raise an eyebrow, voice cool. Spice things up? Like giggling with her boss all night. Karen smirks, glancing at Lauren, who's now by the dessert table with Tom, their heads close. She's just networking, Mike. Don't be so sensitive. Mark shoots her a look, his jaw tight. Ease up, Karen. Let the man eat. I nod at him, grateful, then stand, pushing my chair back with a scrape. Gonna grab some air. Outside on the Wilsons' patio, the cool night air smells of damp grass and charcoal from a neighbor's grill. The stars are faint, drowned by city lights. Mark follows me out, his boots scuffing the stone. Mike, for real, something's off. You don't have to play tough guy with me. I lean against the railing, the metal cold under my palms. She's checked out, Mark. Been that way for months. I'm just catching up. He sighs, rubbing his neck. Saw it at the last block party. She was all over that guy. You don't deserve that. I nod, staring at the dark lawn. Appreciate it. I'm handling it. He claps my shoulder, his grip firm. You need a beer or a couch, you know where I'm at. 2 weeks later, we're in the living room. A home renovation show droning on the TV, the sound of power tools and chipper hosts filling the silence. I'm trying to pitch a weekend trip to Duluth. Lake views, hiking, a bed and breakfast to break the ice. Lauren's on the couch, scrolling, barely listening, her thumb flicking across the screen. Duluth could be nice, I say, flipping through a guidebook, the pages crinkling. Fresh air, some time away. She doesn't look up, her face bathed in blue light. I'm swamped at work, Mike. You know that. Swamped every weekend? She glares, tossing her phone down with a soft thud. You're suffocating me. I need space. I close the book, slow, the cover snapping shut. Space? You've got the whole darn house to yourself most nights. She stands, hands on hips, her necklace glinting. You're always pushing, always demanding something. I grab my keys from the coffee table, twirling them, the metal jingling. Demanding you act like my wife? Guess I'm the monster here. She laughs, cold, her voice cutting. Maybe if you weren't so boring, I'd want to. I nod, smirking, though my chest aches. Boring, huh? I'll make it exciting then. Take all the space you want. I head to the garage, start my truck, the engine rumbling to life, and drive to a dive bar. It smells like stale beer and regret, the jukebox crooning an old rock track. I order a whiskey, the glass cool in my hand, and sit at the counter, watching a football rerun on a grainy TV. Ray, a grizzled trucker next to me, his flannel stained with motor oil, notices my mood. Rough night? He asks, nursing a light beer, his voice rough as gravel. I swirl my glass, the amber liquid catching the dim light. Rough year. He nods, like he gets it, his calloused fingers tapping the counter. Wife? Yep. He chuckles, dry, setting his bottle down. Mine walked out after 20 years. Best thing she ever did for me. Stopped me from chasing someone who didn't want to be caught. You still running after her? I sip my whiskey, the burn sharp. Not for much longer. Ray leans back, his stool creaking. Good. You keep chasing, you'll lose yourself. Cut the cord, kid. You'll breathe easier. I raise my glass, the ice clinking. Here's to that. We clink, and I down the whiskey, the warmth spreading. Ray's words stick, stop chasing. I'm done fighting for someone who's already gone. That night, I move my clothes to the guest room, the hangers clattering in the closet. No more sharing a bed with a stranger. A week later, I'm at a work happy hour at a downtown bar, all polished wood and craft cocktails, the air thick with cologne and chatter. Lauren's there too, a rare overlap since she's usually working late. She's at a high-top table with Tom and a few colleagues, laughing, her hand brushing his sleeve, her smile too bright. I'm with my team, sipping a craft beer, the bottle sweating in my hand, when she spots me and walks over, all smiles for show, her heels clicking on the hardwood. Mike, you didn't tell me you'd be here, she says, voice sweet but fake. Her perfume sharp. I tilt my beer bottle, smirking. Didn't know I needed to check in with your secretary. Her smile falters, her eyes narrowing. Don't be like that. Come join us. I shake my head, leaning back. Nah, I'm good with my crew. She leans in, voice low, sharp. You're embarrassing me. I raise an eyebrow, peeling the bottle label. Funny, you're doing a bang-up job of that yourself. She glares, then spins back to her table, her dress swishing. My coworker, Jen, a no-nonsense project manager with a pixie cut and a knack for calling it like it is, overhears and leans over, her gin and tonic fizzing. What's her deal? I shrug, the bottle cool against my palm. She's auditioning for Employee of the Month. Jen snorts, stirring her drink. With her boss? Bold move. You okay, Mike? You've been quiet lately. I nod, keeping it light. Surviving. Just figuring out my next play. She tilts her head, her earrings catching the light. I went through something like this a couple years back. My ex thought he could juggle me and his work wife. Spoiler, he's alone now, and I'm not. You need to talk. I'm around. I clink my bottle against her glass. Appreciate it, Jen. She grins, then nods toward Lauren. She's not subtle. Watch her back. I nod, and that's enough. I leave early, telling my team I've got an early morning. Truth is, I'm done being Lauren's prop. That night, I move my important documents, tax records, insurance papers, to a locked safe in my office, the lock clicking shut. She's not getting access to my life anymore. The next Saturday, we're at Dave's barbecue. Kids scream in a bounce house, the plastic squeaking, burgers sizzle on the grill, and an old rock track blares from a speaker, the bass thumping. The backyard smells of charcoal and cut grass, the sun dipping low, casting long shadows. I'm sipping a craft beer, talking to Dave's wife, Sarah, about her landscaping business. She's animated, her hands waving as she describes a new rain garden project, her work boots scuffed with dirt. You should come by one of our sites, Sarah says, her ponytail swinging. You'd like the design side. Lots of math, like your engineering stuff. I grin, swirling my beer. Might take you up on that. Need something new to dig into. She catches my glance toward Lauren, who's across the yard, laughing with neighborhood wives, her phone glued to her hand. I notice her left hand's bare, no wedding ring. My chest tightens, but I keep my cool. Sarah follows my gaze, her voice softening. You okay, Mike? I flick the cap off my beer, the metal pinging. Peachy as ever. She tilts her head, her eyes sharp. Bull, you've got that I'm done look. What's going on? I smirk, leaning against a picnic table. Getting there. She's been rewriting our vows without me. Sarah frowns, setting her lemonade down. I saw her at the grocery store last week, all chummy with that boss of hers. Didn't like the vibe. You don't have to put up with that. I nod, grateful for her bluntness. Working on it. I wander to the grill, where Dave's flipping burgers with Paul, the loudmouth realtor, his polo shirt stretched tight. Paul spots me, grinning like a shark. Mike, where's your ball and chain? I nod toward Lauren, her laughter carrying over the crowd. Playing Queen Bee. Paul laughs, too loud, slapping the grill tongs. No ring, huh? She trading you in for a better model. I sip my beer, voice cold. Careful, Paul. Your wife's watching. He blinks, caught off guard, then laughs it off, but his wife, Cheryl, glares from a lawn chair, her margarita sloshing. Dave shoots me a look, half amused, half concerned. You good, man? I nod, twirling my bottle. Better every day. Cheryl walks over, her sandals flapping, her voice sharp. Paul, you're not funny. Mike's got enough on his plate. Paul shrugs, flipping a burger. Just a joke, babe. Cheryl rolls her eyes, then turns to me. Mike, ignore him. You need anything, you let us know, okay? I nod, appreciating the backup. Thanks, Cheryl. Later, Lauren corners me by the cooler, the ice rattling as she grabs a seltzer. Why were you staring at me? I twist the cap off a water bottle, the plastic crinkling. Noticed you're missing something. She glances at her hand, chin up, defiant. It didn't match my outfit. I lean in, smirking, my voice low. Funny, neither does this marriage. Her eyes widen, but she recovers, stepping closer. You're being dramatic. It's a ring, Mike. It's not the ring, Lauren. It's the promise you're torching. She glares, her voice a hiss. You're embarrassing me in front of everyone. I match her tone, unflinching. You're embarrassing yourself, sweetheart. She storms off, heels clicking on the patio, and Sarah steps up, her arms crossed. She's got some nerve, Mike. You sure you're okay? I nod, tossing my empty bottle into a bin. Getting there. Thanks for having my back. Sarah grins, punching my arm lightly. Always. Your family. I text Dave, need your couch tonight. I'm not sleeping in a house where I'm a ghost. That night, while Lauren's at a corporate event, I pack a duffel bag, clothes, toothbrush, laptop, the zipper loud in the quiet house. I leave a note on the counter. At Dave's. Figure out what you want. No, please, just facts. I drive to Dave's, the radio off, the engines hum enough noise. Dave's guest room smells like fabric softener and old books, the pull-out couch creaking under my weight. I settle in, the quiet a relief. Next morning, I sign and submit the documents to end the marriage. I text Lauren a single line. The paperwork is filed. Let her stew. She blows up my phone, calls, texts, voicemails about how I'm ruining everything and making her look bad. One message threatens to tell everyone I neglected her, pushed her away. I don't bite. Instead, I forward a screenshot of her text with Tom to her company's HR, with a note. Thought you should know about their inappropriate messages. Their handbook bans relationships with superiors. I hit send, the email whooshing away, and feel nothing. She chose this. 2 weeks later, I'm at a diner with Sarah, grabbing breakfast before a landscaping job. The place smells of bacon and syrup, the jukebox playing soft country tunes. Sarah's sipping an Americano, scrolling her phone, her flannel shirt rolled to the elbows. Heard Lauren got canned, she says, not looking up. I cut into my pancakes, the fork scraping. Yeah. Tom too. HR didn't like their cozy chats. I sip my coffee, black, the steam curling. What a shame. Sarah smirks, setting her phone down. You're ice cold, Mike. How you holding up? I push my plate away, grinning. Cold's what you get when you're done being burned. She laughs, her eyes crinkling. You're gonna be fine. You've got a new spark, you know? Like you're finally free. I nod, the diner's warmth settling in. Getting there. Thanks for the gig, by the way. Keeps me sane. She leans back, sipping her coffee. You're a natural with a shovel. Stick with me. We'll make you a landscaper yet. I stayed at Dave's for a couple of weeks, then signed a lease and moved out for good. That afternoon, I settle into a one-bedroom apartment, the pen gliding across the paper. I don't tell Lauren where I'm going. She shows up at Dave's that night, banging on his door, her voice carrying through the quiet street. Dave texts me later. She lost it. Demanded your address. I told her you're gone and she needs to deal. I text back. Thanks, man. Dave replies. She tried to spin some sob story. I shut it down. You're my brother, not her. I nod to myself, grateful, the phone's glow lighting my new apartment's bare walls. The next day, Lauren calls from a new number. I pick up once. Mike, you can't do this, she yells, her voice cracking. You're destroying my life. I lean against my new counter, staring at the empty space. Enjoy your new life, Lauren. Without me. Without my ring. I hang up, block the number, and that's it. 10 months later, I'm at a neighborhood block party, helping Sarah with a food tent for her landscaping business. The street's alive with music, guitars strumming, kids laughing, the smell of grilled corn and burgers thick in the air. I'm handing out flyers, the paper crisp in my hands, when Karen Wilson shows up, Lauren trailing behind her. My stomach doesn't flinch, a quiet victory. Karen walks over, all fake smiles, her sundress swishing. Mike, didn't expect to see you here. I hand her a flyer, smirking. Life's full of surprises, Karen. Lauren steps forward, her eyes desperate, her hair loose, no ring in sight. Mike, can we talk? Please. I fold my arms, voice calm. We're done talking, Lauren. You made that clear. She glances at Karen, then back at me, her voice low. I messed up, okay? I just want to explain. I raise an eyebrow, unflinching. Explain to someone who cares. Karen jumps in, her voice sharp, her earrings glinting. You're being harsh, Mike. She's trying. I turn to her, cold. Karen, stay out of it. This isn't your stage. Sarah steps up, her work boots scuffing the pavement, her arms crossed. Karen, maybe let them sort it out. Mike's got this. Lauren's eyes well up, her voice cracking. Mike, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for things to. I cut her off, stepping closer, my voice steady. You meant every choice you made. Live with it. The crowd quiets nearby, heads turning, whispers starting. A neighbor, an older guy with a baseball cap, leans over to Sarah. That his ex. Sarah nods, her voice low. Yeah, she's got some nerve showing up. I turn away, joining Dave at the grill, the sizzle of burgers loud in my ears. He claps my shoulder, his grin wide. You handled that like a pro. I grin, flipping a burger, the spatula scraping. Practice makes perfect. A year later, I'm on my balcony, a craft beer in hand, city lights flickering below. My place is small. Couch, TV, a bed that feels like mine. No cold shoulders, no late-night texts to someone else. I'm back to working in the office a couple days a week, hitting the gym, playing poker with Dave. Sarah's got me on her landscaping crew most weekends. I'm darn good with a shovel now, the dirt under my nails a badge of something new. Lauren? Word is she's moved away, scrambling for a new job. Probably still spinning tales about how I was the problem. I don't care. I'm not the guy waiting for her to come home anymore. I'm the guy who walked away, said the last word, and meant it. If you made it this far, that means the story spoke to you. Please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. It really means a lot to me, more than you know. These stories take time to write, and your support helps me keep going. Thank you for listening all the way through. Until next time.